rtfc.baconicecream.com.
Hey everyone, this is Eric and Rich from Team RTFC and Bacon Ice Cream Productions.
What's going on?
We are 1 week after PAX Unplugged. We're at the Energon Invitational. This is Friday. We're recording this. And we're going to do a whole bunch of stuff involving that and talk about what we did like a lot of other people do.
Yep.
But while we were at PAX Unplugged, I had reached out completely non-related to Transformers directly. I was looking for card sleeves for my SRG Universe Super Show card game that I picked up when I was at Origins, and I wanted to see if BCW was going to be at the event because I was going to buy a bunch of packs from them and not like buy a whole bunch of stuff from them, even though we use most of their stuff, and they were doing a whole Black Friday discount thing. But I was like, well, if I could only pick up like 5 packs of sleeves from them, I'd just do that rather than spending, So they weren't going to be present. I was like, all right, no big deal. And I went about, placed my little order for what I needed. And then I got an email afterward from someone after I had asked that question saying, well, we're not going to be present there, but we are sending a representative there. And we noticed that I guess they went to the YouTube channel and they saw that we do a lot of Transformer stuff. And they said, would you be interested in seeing something related to Transformers in a indirect way? And I was like, well, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
So I had talked to some of these guys at Origins, and they were like talking about how they were working on stuff and storage solutions for Transformers because, everyone's biggest complaint is that awkward character card size, right? That slightly larger than, a regular card. Not that I have a regular card right here, but, like way bigger than a regular playing card. What do you do with it? And so we got an opportunity to meet with them. And he showed us this nifty little box and then gave us an edition of it so we can show it off.
Yep. So
this is the BCW. I don't know what they're calling it. It's a deck box. I used it all day on Saturday during the main event for the Energon Invitational. After he showed me, I really liked it. He was just like, let's go shoot a video with it. And he's like, nope, you can have one. Let us know. So it's very interesting and I liked it a lot. I thought it was very convenient, especially compared to some of the other storage solutions. So we're just going to show off some of the features of it, talk about why I liked it and some things that maybe in future iterations, maybe they consider cutting or changing or whatever.
Sure.
The first thing that I really enjoyed about this box is this. So one of the things he showed us was a fully loaded box and none of his stuff came out. So I have my stuff from the tournament in here. There's a little tray for tokens or dice. I put my tokens in there. The only thing that would happen when I shook this is these guys would shift around a little bit. That's why I put a die there, because it not a function of the deck box messing it up, just a function of them not filling up the whole row.
Right. Yeah, you just didn't have like those 2 or 3 extra ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was nice because I could keep my little token trays over here on top of my characters. There's a little... this is removable, so I could take it out and set up however I needed to, put it back in when I was done, or leave this out in case I wanted it. The deck box tray has, or area, I can't actually see if I got everything, has a little foam cutout here so you can get your thumb in, pick up the deck how you want to. The red pieces in here are removable, so you can actually customize it however you want. If you wanted your deck over here and put the characters over here, you can do that. There is another divider that it doesn't work if you've got character cards in there, so I didn't, I left it exactly the way I carried it around for the tournament. And it's got a little tray for, like, I have dice in here, I have pens, which was very useful for, like, filling out all the things that you needed to fill out, because I was never looking for a pen. I had it. And then what I also really liked about it, besides the fact that it was pretty, easy to do when you latch it. If you were to turn it on inside, whatever, things don't fall out. But also, it stands on its end, or it stands on this end. Doesn't stand on this end very well, but it's okay. If you can see, I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up well, but there's like little feet on each of the sides that just give it that extra little bit of stability, so that, I preferred it this way. And so I would take everything out, set up, and then put it just to the left of my playmat so that I knew where the border of my thing was. And only once did I have an issue where I reached for my discard area, my scrap pile, and I clipped the side and it fell over. But other than that, it's pretty good. The lid has a nice latching feature, and it also has these, I don't know what to call it, beveled, slightly...
Yeah, raised bevel.
Which basically lower it into the position above each of these compartments so that things don't fly all over the place, which is why I was able to just shake it up and not care, because I'd seen this in action and knew that my stuff wasn't going to get knocked around. This is a pre-production, I think, prototype. They are working on getting this manufactured, and their goal is to get it out sometime in 2020. And the idea is supposed to be very affordable. The price point they were talking about was very reasonable for what you get, especially if you're looking at the difference of trying to carry around 2 or 3 deck boxes, or getting one of those Dragon Shield long carrier cases like I got for this is way more affordable. The one downside that I think I can say I don't like, and I don't know I can get it on camera, is, so we use a lot of BCW top loaders for our characters. It just happens to be where our local store got them from. I've ordered them online from them and stuff like that. But we happen to have a couple of, I'm assuming, Ultra Pro, but they're not BCW, because they're just slightly different dimensions. And when you try to put in a slightly different dimension, whatever this one is, you can kind of see it on camera. Rich would need to tell me if you can see this on camera. Raise the whole thing up. It sits just a little bit off instead of being flush. If I'm going to keep the deck box here, this is how they're sitting right now. But if I put that's the one that's in a BCW sleeve. See how it falls flat? I don't know if that did a good job on the camera, Rich, but that's probably the only real issue I encountered with the deck box was if you don't have their top loaders, it might not work the way that you were hoping it would. But other than that, I think it's going to be a great product to hit the market. They're talking about maybe doing some things depending on how it's received by the public. I would like to see something that's maybe just a little bit smaller. Maybe rearrange things a little bit so that your token, your dice tray is over here, and so that you just have your characters and your deck. Because in reality, it was nice, but I didn't really need the card sleeve. I basically threw stuff in here just to have it in here. You don't really need pens or anything like that. Just to make it a little bit more form factor. What's also nice, and because we only have one, it's hard to show you, but the way that it's situated, this is slightly raised, this edge. So the feet on the bottom will interlock a little bit, and that way you can stack them and not have to worry about them falling all over the place. So you can use it as actual storage for a collection or something like that if that's how you chose to do it. So yeah, that's our little talk on the very cool little deck box. I like it a lot. I look forward to it coming to market because I think I can soundly say I would want at least 1 or 2 more, especially for other games for Super Show. Like I said before, this because you have to use dice in that game. You don't need dice for Transformers, but that comes with dice. That would be great for there, and because other card games don't need this whole section for their characters, either because they don't have them or whatever, you could have 4 decks. I think he said 75 card sleeved.
I think so, yeah.
And 60 double sleeved in each of the little pockets here, so that you could fit 4 standard regular sleeve decks in there.
Yep.
Which I think is cool if you're like, I'm going someplace and I built these things, or if you have a different way to transport your characters, you could have 4 decks built and just ready to go.
Yep.
And that whole affordable thing, like if that price point stays true, I could see a lot of people being like, that's going to be my tournament go-to box because it'll be easy to transport. It fits really well in a bag because it's very flat.
I actually really like the fact that there's double raised edges on the border. So it has like kind of built-in shock protection.
What do you mean?
So if you open it,
yeah.
So right along the edge, there's a second plastic rim.
Right.
Where the actual lid slides into the rim.
Right.
Protecting it from like a bump or a fall. Like I think that's actually really cool because that way, like your lid isn't going to take a shatter even if it's a rough hit.
Right. So speaking of that, well, one, I think that helps also with like if you're in the rain or something like that could help. I don't know this for a fact with like protection
or water resisting.
Right. But I dropped this about 20 minutes after he gave it to me, and I was like, "Oh crap! I just broke it," and I had no issues with it. Like, there's a scratch right about here, and that's about it.
Yep.
I knocked it over at like game round 6 or 7. I knocked it over, and it hit the ground too. I mean, I don't think it'll take a lot of abuse because this is a pretty hard molded plastic.
Yep. Yeah.
But
it's not going to take a real big shock hit.
But
for sure. But
oops, I dropped that. It fell off the table. Our kids pushed it, whatever. I think, and if it did break, the price point they're saying, it's not that hard to replace in all reality. So
Right. Yeah, and I like it. It looks, it looks nice too. Like the design is pretty cool.
Yeah, and they talked about how like licensing and stuff. They were more about like having a generic idea so you can customize it how you want, like if you wanted to airbrush it or you wanted to put stickers on it or whatever, but that way it's also not branded for a specific game, so you had some flexibility if you wanted to rotate around. Like I was going to take this and put all my Super Show stuff in it to go play a Super Show, and ultimately decided to just not do that because I wanted to leave it set up for this video.
Right.
But I think it's going to be a great product to come out to market. I think it's going to be I personally think it'll be well received by players that are like us now.
Yep.
I think being able to carry all of your stuff in one shot is very useful. Like,
absolutely.
Having 2 deck boxes, or like what I did for a lot of the tournament leading up to it is I have this badge holder, and I was putting the character cards in this pocket just so that I didn't have to carry them around because I brought extra characters for some of our other play group, and that kept them out of the way so I didn't have to juggle multiple things, and I could just keep a regular deck box. But I got a lot of people asking about it. I showed it off to everyone that was around me after matches, and I think it's going to be a cool thing to add to the collection. And I mean, we have one now, but like in general, I could see myself buying a couple of them just for other games that I have. It could be also very useful for like a board game situation that has lots of cards, so you can keep them contained. I know like Broken Token does some stuff for like custom games, but like this is a generic like, this self-contained all the cards and all the, you could throw Monopoly stuff in here and be like, okay, cool, I know where it is, put the game board on top and go.
Exactly. Yeah, no, and I definitely think that I'm going to be picking up a couple myself, just so I could have stuff for almost exactly the same reasons. Not only just Transformers, but other stuff that, like I want to keep organized, and, like some of the stuff that I have, some of the board games I have come with like little cardboard boxes. Right. You lose the pieces or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And that game that you're going to start working on developing, game too? That would help too?
Sure will.
Just slight spoiler plug
that's
that
a tease.
There's a thing.
That's
the word I wanted, tease. So that's our review on BCW's whatever this is called, Deck Box Prime X-4, according to the back of this thing that I just noticed when I flipped it over.
There we go.
So once we find out when it's in full production and available, we will put it out on the channel. But
Yeah, we'll link it up for sure.
thanks for joining us.
Yep, and thanks for BCW for letting
Oh,
us check
absolutely,
it out.
yes. Thank you. That was a great. It definitely was a great moment of like feeling like, because there were 3 given out to other content creators.
Yep.
We were one of them, which made us feel very special because we were like, that's awesome because we were included with the other 2 that are way better known than we are. So we appreciate the opportunity and we hope you enjoyed the video.
Absolutely.
And if you see us in person, ask to check it out because it'll very likely be in one of our bags at all times.
That is correct. So, all right, guys. We'll catch you later.